Good morning, everybody. It's the moment you've been waiting for, the Rick James Buttery World Tour video. How's everyone doing? So, after 7 weeks of traveling and buying a lot of records, I'm back on the VC. It's definitely good to be back. It's cool to see a lot of familiar names again and get back involved. Even though I talk a lot of crap, it's still some very cool stuff. And a lot of new people as well, as so many names I just don't recognize or haven't really spoke to yet, but I'm looking forward to getting to know you all in the future. So basically, for you that don't know but are watching for the first time, I went on sort of a once-in-a-lifetime trip around the world, starting in Sweden and working my way through Europe, to Iceland, to America and the US. America is the US, America and Canada. Definitely the highlight had to be seeing the Northern Lights in Iceland. Just out of this world phenomenal. It was really, really cool. Just surreal, really surreal. Anyway, enough of that. I'll get on to talking about the records. I tried to sort of buy a record in each country of an artist from that country. It didn't quite work. A lot of places, like Sweden, for example, I didn't really want to buy an ABBA record. But I'll try work through my huge pile. I've got about 30 records here. I probably think I bought 60 in total, which is a ridiculous amount. And they weigh so much too. Like, I think maybe 30 or 40 records was at least 15 kgs, which was over half of my allowance for traveling. I had to ship a whole lot back, so this is probably going to be the first video of the two. So here we go. So the first one, this is what I bought in Iceland, which is Bjork Volta. I've been a fan of this album for quite a while, and I saw it when I was in Iceland, and I thought, well, if I'm going to buy it, I might as well buy it in Iceland. Very cool gatefold thing going on here. Amazing packaging, an amazing album. Can't wait to just stick this on and crank it up, especially Declare Independence. They'll sound fantastic, really live, really loud. Bjork Volta, awesome record. I think produced by Timbaland, which was really interesting. Who's like, obviously, I don't know if you guys know, hip hop producer. So yeah, that's that one. Picked this up and played it for the first time at Anthony Camplone's house the other night. The Besnard Lakes, Until in Excess, Imperceptible UFO. I think they're from Montreal, a Canadian band. Sort of shoegazy. This is their third album. I hadn't heard this album before, but I just picked it up because it was so cheap in the US. I can't believe how cheap records are over there. It's ridiculous. I think I paid like $11 or something, and this is brand new on Jaguar label. I don't know. Check it out. They sort of got, I don't know, the description was a cross between Brian Wilson and My Bloody Valentine. Bit of a weird one, I know, but you can sort of hear it. Anyway, check it out. The Besnard Lakes. This one I bought in Montreal. Very cool. The Postal Service. This is a 10-year reissue, which is on 3 records. And the third one being like a remixy thing. But yeah, again, amazing packaging. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's very, very cool. Sounds amazing too. I'm really, really happy with that. I'm a big fan of Death Cab, so it's cool to get this. If you haven't heard them before, it's sort of like the lead singer of Death Cab, Ben Gibbard, doing sort of electronic, I guess you'd say it is. I don't know. Anyway, check it out. That's a David Bowie poster in the background my girlfriend and I bought from Chelsea Markets in New York. It's pretty cool. Nice little addition to the room. And the Village Vanguard t-shirt, I went there, which was really cool. It's sort of a place I've wanted to visit for a while now. Acoustics were brilliant in there. I went on a Monday night and they had a jazz orchestra, which they've had every night for 60 years playing, and they played a whole range of jazz, and it was amazing. Just, yeah, the acoustics were brilliant. It's my alarm going off, apparently to wake me up, but because I've got jet lag, I've been awake since 5 o'clock this morning. Yeah, it's not great, but I'll get over it. Anyway, I'll carry on. I haven't opened this one yet, but this is my first bit of jazz that I bought. Sonny Rollins Saxophone Colossus. I've heard a little bit of it. I don't really know much about it, but I just thought it was a cool cover and a cool name. And obviously, Sonny Rollins is meant to be great. But yeah, we'll give it a go. I'm sure it's amazing. Ta-da! This one I bought in Glasgow, Scotland. The Specials. I like this album, but the reason I bought it is because it's on Two Tone, which you don't see very often. Who I think were sort of instrumental in the whole ska revival in the UK. Yeah, it was really, really cheap as well. But yeah, The Specials. I think this was shown on the VC Facebook yesterday by a few people. But yeah, there we go, The Specials. Bought this one in Brussels. I think it's the reissue. I think on Doxy. Thelonious Monk, The Genius of Modern Music. I think it's 2 records, 4 sides. Very, very cool. Love that artwork as well. As a graphic designer, I can really appreciate this sort of stuff. So there you go. I bought this because it was live at the Village, which is where I went. And also, these are the 2 guys that started the jazz orchestra nights. So I thought, since I've been there and stuff, I might as well buy it. And I found this in Toronto. So yeah, very cool city too, Toronto. I really liked it there. Another one sort of covering the basics of jazz. John Coltrane, Love Supreme. I think it's a 180 gram reissue, but again, really cheap, and just thought I should get hold of that. This is an interesting one. Los Campesinos, Hello Sadness. They're sort of a UK indie band from like 2004 or something. I really like them. It's just pretty much standard up and down indie. Quite clever lyrics. This is sort of their 5th or 6th album. I really dig it. Anyway, yeah, check them out. I suppose they sort of sound like, I don't know if you heard of the Wombats. But yeah, just British indiness from circa 2005. Yeah, there we go. More jazz I got from a really cool record store called the Jazz Record Center in New York. Thelonious Monk, Brilliant Corners. Also a really cool cover. On Riverside too, which is kind of cool. So that's it, like an original. Yeah, there you go. More jazz. Miles Davis, Round About Midnight. I haven't actually heard this, but a lot of people have told me it's really good to listen to because it's sort of, as he starts to get a bit weird, it sort of diverts a bit from the standard jazz sort of stuff. So I'm very excited to have been listening to that on Columbia. This is really happy with this one. Mark Kozilek. I don't know. It's got Lost Verses. So I think it's a live album. It's got a whole bunch of really cool tracks that I like, and live from different places around the world. There's actually one of the tracks is recorded from a tiny venue in New Zealand where I used to live, which I always thought was the crappiest venue in the world. But I'm amazed to see that he actually recorded a track here. But yeah, this has got, if you're a big fan of Red House Painters, Sun Kil Moon, Mark, this is really cool to have. It's basically Carry Me, Ohio, Heron Blue, Tiny Cities, Katie Song. I don't know. There's a million different tracks in here. Well, not a million. There's actually 16. Yeah, Lost Verses. So cool. Ornette Coleman, The Shape of Just to Come. I haven't heard this yet either, but I heard it's definitely a good place to start with him. 180 gram also. There we go. Bjork debut. Very cool album. I've only really gotten into it recently, like the past few years. Probably the last year even, for sure. But so happy to find this. Very cool cover. Some more jazz. I thought since I was in the US, I may as well buy a lot of this stuff because it's so cheap. Lee Morgan, The Sidewinder. Also a very cool cover. I've got some more of the stuff coming in the next package, which should be hopefully arriving soonish. Also, yeah, on Blue Note too. Here we go. Mogwai. This is Mr. Beast. That was the really bad Scottish impression. Gatefold. I think this is on Pious Rock Action. There we go. Yeah, another great early-ish Mogwai album. There we go. Ryan Adams and the Carnivals, Jacksonville City Nights. This is my favourite Ryan Adams album. That or Code Roses, I think. But yeah, happy to pick this up. I actually bought this a while ago but I got it was a really weird thing where I got two of the same. It's double record, and I got two of the same one, so I got it refunded, and I was a bit apprehensive about picking up again in case the same thing happened. But yeah, I decided to pick it up, and it sounds fantastic. Ryan Adams and the Cardinals, Jacksonville City Knights. Okay, this is what's playing at the moment, which is Godspeed You Black Emperor. Very, very cool album. It actually sounds fantastic. Like, I've never actually sat down and listened to this album properly from start to finish, but yeah, I really, really love it. Yankee UXO. Yeah. Let's see what else we got. Okay, John Coltrane, Blue Train. This is also really cool to pick this up. This is actually on original on Blue Note, and really great. Apart from Ring Around the cover, the record's in great condition. I got this from also called Jazz Record Center. It was a really weird place. Like, it was in someone's apartment at the top of a building off a side street in New York. Amazing little place. There we go, classic. Another Ornette Coleman. Again, haven't heard it. I can't really say much about it, but I like the cover. I think it's just called Ornette. Yeah, there you go. Still sealed. I haven't opened these yet, which is cool. I've got a whole day today of listening to all this stuff, so very exciting. This is a weird one, which I really, really liked. It's called Not Given Lightly. So it's artists from around the world covering classic New Zealand songs. It's really, really cool. I was actually really impressed. I picked this up just in Iceland just because I saw it and it looked cool. Didn't really know anything about it. I played it yesterday and it's brilliant. It just talks about the history of New Zealand music, and if you don't know much about it, it's definitely worth checking out. A lot of recent bands covering things, except I don't really know any of these bands. They sound like hipsters, but yeah, anyway. I highly recommend. If you ever see it, pick it up. It's called Not Given Lightly, a tribute to New Zealand's alternative music scene. Two more records left. We've got Miles Davis in a Silent Way, another original pressing, with a little sticker on his face. Really, really cool album. I love this. It's so weird. It's kind of calm, but I don't know how to describe it. I don't know. Give it a listen if you've never heard it before. It's definitely a classic in a silent way. And the last one is more jazz. John Coltrane, live at Birdland. There we go. Yeah, I've been on a bit of a jazz binge at the moment. As you can probably tell, I think over half of that is jazz. But very cool. Oh, I don't know if Rob Everlocks is going to be watching, but I went to a Scottish whiskey tasting experience and I picked up a bottle of this. Probably can't really see it. Carl Isla. It's really, really smoky. I love it. It's very, very cool. Anyway, that was a fun experience. Just sort of show that. Almost caught up with Jesse, who's on the VC in Montreal, but I think I missed him by about half an hour, which is really unfortunate. Yeah, anyway, this was the first video of 2, hopefully. And yeah, good to be back. Thank you very much.